Hello, and welcome to Community Unitarian Universalist Church of Plano online. My name is Jeanette Bailey, and I am one of the worship associates here at the church. At Community UU, we work for justice, nourish spirits, and transform lives. Today's service is titled Building the Beloved Community, with guest speaker and musician Kiya Heartwood. The beloved community, as stated by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, is a global vision where poverty, hunger, and homelessness will not be tolerated because international standards of human decency will not allow it. Racism and all forms of discrimination, bigotry, and prejudice will be replaced by an all-inclusive spirit. We are powerfully attracted to this vision, but the trick is how we apply it in our lives and in our congregations. This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands. At this hour, in small towns and big cities, in single rooms and ornate sanctuaries, many of our sibling Unitarian Universalist congregations are also lighting a flaming chalice. As we light our chalice today, let us remember that we are a part of a great community of faith. May this dancing flame inspire us to fill our lives with the Unitarian Universalist ideals of love, justice, and truth. Unitarian Universalism is a covenantal denomination. We hold that we do not have to believe alike in order to love alike. In this and every UU community, there is a diversity of personal creeds, but there is one covenant for our church. And this covenant is about the ways we promise to be in relationship with each other and the wider community. We recommit ourselves to these promises each time we recite this church's covenant, and each time we gather, we recite it again. Please join with me now. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another.
Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Sigamos adelante. Siempre adelante. Siempre adelante. Sin volver atrás. Sin volver atrás. Gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. amaremos con pasión, siempre con pasión, siempre con pasión, sin volver atrás, sin volver atrás. Gonna reach across our border, reach across our border, reach across our border, never turning back, never turning back. Vivamos sin fronteras, siempre sin fronteras, siempre sin fronteras, sin volver atrás, sin volver atrás. Gonna reunite the family, reunite the family, reunite the family, never turning back, never turning back. Familias reunidas, siempre reunidas, siempre reunidas, sin volver atrás, sin volver atrás. Gonna keep on moving forward, keep on moving forward, keep on moving forward, never turning back, 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 never turning back.
Peace.
We love you.
Blessed are we who gather with open hearts together in this space today. Blessed are we, the chalice lighters of resistance, justice, love, and faith. Blessed are we, the heretics, the outcasts, the walkers of our own way. Blessed are we, the border crossers, the refugees, the immigrants, the poor, the wanderers who are not lost. Blessed are we, the transgressors, the trespassers, the passers-by, the cause takers, the defiant, the compliant. Blessed are we, the hand extenders, the sign makers, the protesters, the protectors. Blessed are we, the trans women, the trans men, the non-binary, the cisgender, the multigender, the no gender. Blessed are we, the friend, the stranger, the lonely, the hidden, the visible, the authentic. Blessed are we who rise in solidarity. Blessed are we who cannot. Blessed are we who do not. Blessed are we, for this is our beloved community, and this is who we are.
Hey, in my household, we have three cats, three boys. Their names are Pie Wacket or Pie, Pablo, and our personal panther, Pan. They make me think of this 9th century Irish monk's poem called Pangur Ban. I hope you enjoy it. I am Pangur Ban, my cat. 'Tis a light task we are at. Hunting mice is his delight. Hunting words I sit all night. Better far than praise of men, 'tis to sit with book and pen. Pangur bears me no ill will. He too plies his simple skill. 'Tis a nasty thing to see. At our task how glad are we, when at home we sit and find entertainment to our mind. Oftentimes a mouse will stray in the hero's Pangur's way. Ofttimes my keen thought set takes a meaning in its net. 'Gainst the wall he acts his eye, full and fierce and sharp and sly. 'Gainst the wall of knowledge I all my little wisdom try. When a mouse starts from its den, oh how glad is Pangur then. Oh what gladness do I prove when I solve the doubts I love. So in peace our task we ply, Pangur Ban, my cat, and I. In our arts we find our bliss. I have mine, and he has his. Practice every day has made Pangur perfect in his trade. I get wisdom day and night, turning darkness into light. This translation is by Robin Flower.
Kiya Heartwood holds a Master's of Divinity from the Star King School for the Ministry and is a UU ministerial candidate. Kiya has a long career as a musician, speaker, and creator of good in the world. She is based in Austin, Texas, and also serves the churches of UU Victoria, Texas, and UU of the Brazos Valley. Please get comfortable and enjoy the music and the message for today.
My name is Kiya Heartwood. I'm talking to you today about building the beloved community. Well, besides having beautiful alliteration, what does it mean? Is it just pie in the sky? Is it some dream? Maybe you've heard it has something to do with Martin Luther King Jr. Well, the definition of a beloved community is spreading. What is the beloved community? Beloved community is, quote, a community in which everyone is cared for, absent of poverty, hunger, and hate. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. popularized the term during his lifetime of activism and invited it with new meaning, fueled by his faith that such a community was in fact possible. I believe it's possible. And I wonder how we would define it.
for me as a Unitarian Universalist, when I say I want to build a beloved community, what I'm talking about is a multicultural, multiracial, multi-class, power equal place, a transparent place, a place where everyone is heard and valued for what they contribute, and not just their money that they contribute, but their spirit and their energy and their heart. It's something that's built on compassion, like the best religions. It's sort of a tool to judge religions. In classes where we went through all the world religions, I pretty much determine whether or not I'm going to pay attention to them as a source, as what is the outcome for the people in that religion. Are they hating other people? We're these people and these other people are something else? And so it's a binary system? Or is it someplace where there can be a lot of diversity and difference of opinion without diminishing the love that's in that community? It's really tricky because humans are hard to get along with. Can I get a witness? We're sometimes not the people that we want to be. We get mad at ourselves, let alone other people that don't live in our house. It's difficult, right? People are difficult, but they're beautiful, and we all dream of it. We all dream of community and integration. And we are in a unique place where we're building that community, and we're dreaming of the people we want to come and join us here. And so today I want to talk about the dream of the beloved community, and then some practical things we can do, and then also talk about how we can use our principles and sources as inspiration to bounce against as we're figuring out what to do when our decisions are not so clearly black or white. They're not so clearly right or wrong. They're gray. So those of you all who are familiar with the principles, you've been a UU for a long time, you've been a Unitarian Universalist for a long time, and you're familiar with the principles actually didn't come in until the 80s, although remnants of them have been laying around. And now we're discussing an 8th principle and debating it at various congregations and at General Assembly. Here's the principles that have been agreed upon, the 7 principles. The first principle is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. And the second principle is justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Our third principle, acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations. Fourth principle, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, the right of conscience, and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. The 6th principle, the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. And the 7th principle, respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. They're so beautiful and so difficult to do in our day-to-day life. So as we develop our dream for what we mean when we say we want to be a beloved community, we want to be a welcoming place, we want to take care of our people who are already here, and we want to be welcoming to the people who are coming in the future. These principles are a good place to start because it's tough to do them in our day-to-day lives. So one of the things I would really like everybody to do, and I'm doing all the time, is I'm bouncing my life, my day-to-day actions, my words and my actions and my intentions against these principles. How good are we walking the walk that we talk? How good are we doing at that? And when we start even going bigger and reaching out to the community and saying we want to be part of building a beloved community, in our local area and making partnerships with other churches and reaching out and making partnerships with nonprofits and doing good works in the world and living our mission, great. But these principles might be a good way to check yourself to see, are we doing that? And then when you get to interpersonal relationships, it's even more complicated because we all feel like we're doing the best we can and we're trying our best, but we're not always understood by other people who may have a different interpretation of what you said or did. And it's easy to get lost in a quagmire of gotcha. It's real easy to get lost in a quagmire of gotcha and not live our principles and not live our beloved community vision. Now, I think most of the time we do a great job, and we're human and we're going to make mistakes. And one of the signs of a healthy church is, can you make a mistake and still be beloved in the community? Can you make a mistake and apologize? Can you be recognized for the things that you do right? One of the things that happens in families a lot is you get so used to each other, you forget to tell people, thank you. Thank you for doing the dishes. Thank you for serving on the committee. Thank you for all the work you did on that project. We forget to say those things. And as a community, you want to say something true. You want to be authentic, but you want to notice good things and not just negative things. Our brains are wired to notice negative things more. They're more of a danger to us, and we respond. Our fight or flight happens, and we notice things more when they're negative things than we do positive things. So I just want you to notice your habits of attention. Are you thanking people in your life? Are you thanking your other committee members and church members? Are you thanking your children? Are you thanking your wife, your husband, your partner? Say something nice if you can. Say something true always. Say it kindly. Compassion and kindness are the two things that could fit within the word love that are in every religion and every source that Unitarian Universalists look to. Every single one. It's what we have in common. So how can we build a beloved community that's full of love and full of compassion? How can we do that? So what kind of things can we do in a practical sense? Not just all this mamby-pamby spiritual mumbo-jumbo. I can hear some of you thinking. Here's some ideas. Here's some practical ideas. 1, look critically yet gently at the way our actions and behaviors impact other people, intentionally and unintentionally. It's important to defend yourself by talking about your intentions, but impact is where the rubber hits the road. The impact of what you said may not be what you meant and may not be what you want. And so changing the way that you communicate might help that situation. Second thing, check your assumptions. What are you assuming about the person you're having trouble with? Are you just looking at them and deciding, where they came from? Are you listening to their accent or just looking at their skin or their hair color or their body type, and you decide what they are and what they think? Those assumptions have been beat into you since you were born, and it's difficult to let go of them, and often it's the water in the ocean and you're a fish. You're breathing it and you don't even notice it. It's the air around you. Number 3, cultivate humility. Cultivate humility. Nobody got here on their own. If you think you did, you need to look at your privilege, because there's a lot of people who helped you, and a lot of beings that helped you, and a lot of plants and animals and weather and, and your ancestors that created this situation where you could be where you are today. And we need to cultivate some humility and remember where we came from. Give and receive honest feedback. Create enough trust around you by doing what you say and being impeccable in your word and being impeccable as much as you can. Apologize when you make a mistake, but being impeccable in your, if you say you're going to the meeting, go. And if you can't, it's okay. But share that information with other people so they can trust you. Make mistakes and learn from them. I'm a new minister. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to try my best not to, but in my marriage, we get 3 a day without even bringing it up because we're acknowledging the humanity of us, our individual selves. And that has kept me married for quite a while now. Dr. King said that interrelatedness was rooted in the fundamental belief in the kinship of all persons. He believed that all life is part of a single process. All persons are sisters and brothers, and we all have a place in the beloved community. In fact, if you're kicking people out of your community, there might be something wrong with the community. How can we incorporate people who disagree with us or who have different value systems, and how can we find a way to communicate and live peacefully on the same planet? This is going to be vital and more vital all the time as we start dividing over things like climate change, whether to wear masks or not. We're arguing about things that are fundamental to our surviving into the next century. Another thing Dr. King said that I think about a lot, from a minister point of view, he said, everyone could be great because everyone can serve. So learning people enough, getting to know the people around you enough that even the ones that you might not necessarily hit it off with at first, there's no spark of recognition, you don't have a lot of things in common, try to figure out who they are. Because everyone can serve. We need our introverts and we need our extroverts. We need our people who talk a lot and people who read a lot and people who like to be active and can't hold still. We need all those people. We need the meditators and the walkers. We need all those people. And we just need to encourage people to be authentic, to feel comfortable in our place, in our beloved community, and make that place welcoming to the people who've been here a long time, where we value and nurture them and honor them, and also welcoming to new people that are coming. They're coming. We're building the church for the people who are here and the people who will be here. I'm going to leave you with something Dr. King said. Love is creative and redemptive. Love builds up and unites. Hate tears down and destroys. The aftermath of the fight with fire method, which you suggest, is bitterness and ashes and chaos. The aftermath of the love method is reconciliation and creation of the beloved community. Physical force can repress, restrain, coerce, destroy, but it cannot create or organize anything permanent. Only love can do that. Yes, love, which means understanding, creative, redemptive goodwill, even for one's enemies, is the solution to the race problem. Martin Luther King Jr., 1957.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Our wish at Community UU Church is to cultivate a spirit of gratitude and generosity in all things. This beloved community is a living thing, and we bring much to it by our presence, our love, our caring, our generosity, and our hard work. We may be fed by it in equal or even larger measure. We encourage you to give as you are able so that the good works of this church may continue. We also remind you that the Share the Plate beneficiary for the month of September 2021 is the Minister's Discretionary Fund of our church, also known as the Benevolence Fund. This fund is used year-round to support the people in our community who are living with financial challenges. So how can you make your donation? Donate by sending a check to the church building address, which you can find on the front page of our website. You can also donate by visiting our website and clicking on the blue Donate Now button on the front page. On behalf of our community, your generosity is deeply appreciated. As our worship draws to a close, it is now time for us to extinguish the chalice. Please recite these words with me now. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Remember the way of the wind
and breathe and blow. Remember the way of the fire, sparkle and glitter and glow. Remember the way of the water and ebb and flow. Remember the way of the earth and grow. Go in peace.